Back here in New York, time for the Honda starting goalies. Jonas Gustafsson, third start of the year for Detroit, a win and a loss, and that 1.45 goals against is impressive. A two-time Olympian for Sweden. A three-time Olympian for Sweden, Henrik Lundqvist, 10th start of the season, 10th year with the Rangers, their all-time winningest goaltender. What a touching ceremony before the start of the contest tonight. Interesting that at the beginning of this game, and you will hear over the course of the night from Dominic Moore, the Masterton Trophy winner for dedication to hockey. He will take the opening faceoff for the Rangers because he is so sound defensively. Why is that important? Because he's going to be going up against Henrik Zetterberg of the Detroit Red Wings. The only meeting between these two in New York this year. Two more in Detroit in December and in March. Last year, the Red Wings came in here twice. Henrik Lundqvist was in goal for both, and he shut them out both times. Lee Stempniak had a delay, but he will come out to play along with Carl Hagelin up front with Moore. Dan Girardi in back along with Matt Hunwick. Nyquist and Zetterberg and Franzen with Jonathan Ericsson and Nicholas Kronwall. They are the guys who begin it all for the Detroit Red Wings, all of them from the nation of Sweden. Carried in by Zetterberg, tried to filter it through. It's carried back out and outletted, and on the bounce it skitters in on Gustafsson, who will hold on.
A little different game for the Rangers facing a team like the Detroit Red Wings. You think about the Rangers' last two games. Heavy teams, big teams that they've had to play against in St. Louis and Winnipeg. Teams that take up a lot of space. The Red Wings are a more quicker team, so an adjustment there from the aspect of what the Rangers will see from the visitors here than they've seen in the last couple of games.
Alain Vigneault looks out at this now in his 900th game as an NHL coach. Mike Babcock is almost at 900 as this is sent down for an icing. The 900th game for this man. And since 06-07, he and Babcock and Joel Quenneville have won exactly the same number of games. How does that happen? Well, they're good and they have good teams. 363, all of them with two less than Claude Julien has had in Boston. Off this tie-up, it's fed to the back, and Kevin Klein back in that lineup, able to play it on for a hurried shot that deflected wide off of the tight-checking Pavel Datsyuk. Dropped back along behind after it was Smith, but it's played by St. Louis, quickly pushed through him and along to take it and filter it out as Abdelkader. Brought on by Datsyuk, but lost just that quickly at center. Normally he gets it back, but this time it's Smith bringing it on and giving it up to Nash, and Nash with an opening to move up the wing. Nash's shot, saved Gustafsson, rebound poked away a second time on the reach of Pavel Datsyuk. Red Wings were outshot 16-2 in the first period last night in Ottawa. A slow start, but a tremendous performance by tonight's backup goaltender, Jimmy Howard. They were outchanced in the first period 10-1. Of course, they want a different start than that. This one's cleared down. Will it be an icing? Yes, it is.
Well, one of the things you want to do to make sure you have a good start, don't turn the puck over. Detroit turns the puck over. Rick Nash is just scintillating right now. Blasts that one on Jonas Gustafsson. And you see where Pavel Datsyuk is to help out.
Yeah, Rick Nash going in for a hit there on Justin Abdelkader, but his stick was up in the air. He allowed Abdelkader to be able to make that pass. So the little adjustment there would be is get your stick down. Maybe you get that puck. Maybe you deflect it. But if you carry your stick up in the air, one, you might take a penalty, and two, you have no chance of denying that outlet pass by Abdelkader.
Darren Helm worked on there by Kevin Hayes. Meanwhile, it's popped on free, sparred for by Nestrashil back in the Detroit lineup tonight. Still scrapping for it is Helm. Then it is Zuccarello back in the Ranger lineup tonight, and it was pitchforked back in and taken by Kreider, but checked off by Eriksson.
Heck of an alley-oop there by Zuccarello. Just get it into an area for Kreider. It happened a couple of times the other night in that game against St. Louis, where Kreider just used his great speed and just alley-ooped the puck into an area for him to skate into.
With apologies to R.C. Owens, it is played right back in where Lundqvist can set it up around behind. That's the old 49er guy.
Dan Carey, first shift of this NHL season on the ice right now for Detroit.
This one kicked across by Kindle, left behind by Drew Miller, and brushed ahead for the carry back in by Mueller. And the shot that is grabbed and held by the netminder Gustafsson.
It's amazing when you think about Danny Cleary. This is his 922nd career game. And Eddie, I know you know him well from his days in Chicago, but he's been around the National Hockey League his 10th year in Detroit.
As Pierre mentioned, his first game in a long time, and was a teammate of Danny Cleary way back when in the late 90s with the Chicago Blackhawks. And
Girardi's shot was stopped there. Sparsborn tangled up off of Henrik Zetterberg. Can be played right back by Nyquist. Shoves it as far as center, but it's pitched right back again by Carl Hagelin and shunted aside by Gustafsson.
Give Cleary a lot of credit. He resurrected his career. It looked like he was going to have a short career in the National Hockey League, and ended up having a very good long career.
The lockout, no 5 saved, and he went to Morris, Sweden with Sean Horcoff, and that saved his career. You're absolutely right, Eddie.
Kindle shouldered there. Meanwhile, it is controlled to the outside and fed to the back now for Stahl. Fires! Oh, and a collision at the front of the net. Still sitting, and now getting back to his feet is Gustafsson.
That was the Kaiser and Hagelin in front of the net.
Poked along now and taken by Kindle, handed crisply across now for the lob back out by Bronson, and an obedient change in line. Same for the Rangers, with 3:20 having been played in the first period. Just a single shot on goal, and that off a Ranger stick. Back in deep, this one goes. De Kaiser around, overskated, taken there by Brassard. Fed in front, oh, and it's fought off at the front of the net as Datsuk was moving around in front with Gustafsson. Not sure which of the two it hit, and another try skittered on across. In the early stages, not a heartening start for Detroit, especially when they wanted to do that. This one bounced off of Gustafsson, can be brought back ahead by Thomas Tatar. Might be a 2-on-1, he's got Datsuk at the front, and he handcuffed him with the pass as it came in tight and off his skate. Fed right back now for Brassard to float back in, glove down and controlled by Kronwall. Shift change for the Rangers here as they hurriedly get out Zuccarello's unit. This one is popped back along by Tatar, spiked away on the backhand, and can be played by Kreider.
Too many men for the Rangers. Too many men.
Absolutely, Eddie, you're right. Rick Nash was slow getting off. Kreider was fast getting on. Bang on, Eddie. Brian Pancich, the linesman, makes a call right in front of me. Well, some good chances for the Rangers early on. Derek Brassard to Marty St. Louis. What a stretch-out play by Jonas Gustafsson. Here's another one earlier. Mark Stahl is going to tee it up. And watch that go right off of, I believe it's Danny De Kaiser, Eddie. It's hard to see from that angle.
Yeah, it was the Kaiser.
What a play right there off De Kaiser's right foot. That was labeled.
On the penalty, the power play is presented by Las Vegas, as this is led to the back now for Jakob Kindle to shoot, and trying to direct it on goal, but failing with Sheahan. Taken by Nestrashil and rolled behind where it can be controlled further by Stahl. Stahl protects, cut off by Sheahan, poked on back to Tatar. Tatar feathered it on through for Johan Franz. The veteran gives it across. The kid plays it on. Tatar bounced one to another kid, Sheahan, and around it is sent where the Rangers can control in the person of Girardi. Aggressive work being done on him. Two-a-side battle. Lobbed around behind, and Stahl got enough room to reach and clear.
Eddie, it's hard to run a power play if you don't have one right-hand shot. Detroit had no right-hand shots on that power play.
They would almost have to go to Grand Rapids to get one, except for Luke Glendening. As this is carried right back ahead now by Zetterberg. Zetterberg failed that Suka shot blocked away to the corner. And Abdelkader to get it there. Feathered it back on for Zetterberg. Across. Oh, and Nyquist with a scorcher that got the glass.
That's the side of the ice you want to work if you have all those left-handers on there. Get those opportunities for those one-timers.
Zetterberg back, going to work on him as Nash, and is able to pull by. Took some lumber, jabbed a backhander that is held by Gustafsson, and a penalty.
Beautiful move there from Rick Nash, recognizing that he had a forward in Henrik Zetterberg back skating in this power play situation. The lone Red Wing back, and a little change of pace, little forehand, backhand, change speeds right there. Zetterberg goes for the reach. That gives Nash the opportunity to get in and draws a penalty.
You know, Eddie, last year I'm convinced when he tried to change pace like that, Rick Nash, he would have fallen over. And I think a big problem for him last year, I heard you're open with Doc, I couldn't agree more. I think a big problem was the concussion trauma that he experienced, 2 concussions in less than 6 months, and I think that really affected his equilibrium.
Zetterberg the trip, and so for 48 seconds, both teams are a man short. It is Smith, stripped to the puck, centering attempt. Would not work for Hayes, but a good job done by him to turn it over. And it's turned over yet again, but the follow through now comes from Datsuk. Datsuk had it knifed away by Zuccarello. Moving back in, he's got Hayes with him. Zuccarello, drops it on back, and it's touched on back to the point. Girardi, a shot. It's deflected, hits somebody in the crease, and can be played along further.
What a pass there from Connor Allen to Dan Girardi. I think that hit Zuccarello, Doc. That puck was going in.
Popped along now for Helm. A couple of close calls that looked like they were going to become Ranger goals, but did not.
Eddie, you have a good scouting report on Connor Allen.
Played his college hockey at UMass Amherst. Chicago native. An opportunity to play in his 5th career National Hockey League game with all the injuries on the Rangers back then. That was a heck of a pass to set up that opportunity for Girardi.
Played for Red Gendron. Brought right back ahead now and can be handed on for Brassard. Brassard with a step at the half boards. Squirted it on back for a play by Hunwick. Then back to Brassard.
Well, we talked about Rick Nash in the open. Getting to the front of the net and hanging around a little bit more. I don't know if this goes off his backside. But net front presence, the shot from Derek Brassard. Gustafsson was reacting like he was bumped or interfered with, but the Rangers with a 1-0 lead.
What Gustafsson didn't like at the end, watch Rick Nash stick right into his mask and almost into his eye. And if Nash says, hey man, I'm sorry, didn't mean to do that. Nonetheless, good eye, Eddie, off his tail and into the back of the net. That start for Detroit.
That is the first not even strength goal of the year for Nash. His 10th overall and one less than Corey Perry, who plays later on tonight against the Islanders out in Anaheim. Meanwhile, this is dug out by Shan. Given away again. More giveaways for Detroit here. As circling to the outside and turning with it is Anthony Duclair. First-year man, just 19 years of age. Careful stop by Mark Stahl. Floated it back around again, and it went through a pair of players, but is gathered in by Kindle and handed over for a shot. That is turned aside by Gustafsson. Lifted back along, and again they can't stop, but the Red Wings get a bonus from a stoppage of play on an offside. And so play halted here for Rick Nash. First on the power play, and his 10th of the season. It's 1-0 New York. Time now for the Kay Jewelers go-to guy. It is Rick Nash. 12 games, his 10th goal. This one unconventionally off his wallet, presumably a large one. Assists 3 and points 13. He leads the league in even strength goals, and he now is only one away from sharing the Rocket Richard Trophy lead with Corey Perry. Another pass cut, another blast that found its way toward the front of the net. Carl Hagelin screened off there by Smith. Rocketed on back, more right through the legs, a pass over to Girardi, and that one is kicked aside. Another one in, and it's scooped up and held by Gustafsson. Progressive Insurance takes you inside the glass. Here's Pierre.
Thanks a lot, Doc. During that last TV timeout, Mike Babcock goes up and down the Detroit bench. We got to get going. We got to lessen the turnovers. Well, there's one from Brendan Smith. Not good enough. Rick Nash gets a scoring opportunity. Here's another one from Danny DeKeyser. Great chance. Marty St. Louis. What a save by Gustafsson. Here's one from their best player, Pavel Datsuk. Matt Zuccarello off to the races. Little cross and drop. Connor Allen, nice feed. Good chance again. They've got to start managing the puck better, Eddie.
Well, they came out of that TV timeout, and Brendan Smith threw one right up the middle of the ice and created those chances for the Rangers. And when that's happening, sometimes you got to go off the glass and just get the puck out of your zone. Can't try to make tape-to-tape passes, because right now it's not working for the Red Wings on their outlet passes.
To the outside, a penalty coming up, probably on Kronwall as a shot found its way toward the scissored legs of Gustafsson, and play is stopped.
And you know what, Doc? It's Rick Nash working on Kronwall. And he looks over at the official and he says, what did I do? And you know what? He's not getting called. I think they're getting Justin Abdelkader. No, now they're called. Advocator was going over. Now it's Cronwall who's going over. So you were right on, Doc.
Guilt has played a role in all of this, but perceived guilt was not. Power play is sponsored by Craftsman. And so again, the Rangers to the power play. They will be the first to tell you it's not a very good one. 4 for 33 on the year. But the important thing is 1 for 1 tonight. Girardi hands it over. Brassard there. Shoveled one, and it went sizzling wide, and so Girardi will go back at center.
The Rangers go right back to the set that they scored on. Get that puck to the middle of the ice, throw it back to the other side, get Rick Nash standing in front of the net.
8 shots in the game. All of them from the Rangers. Red Wings still looking for their first one. It will have to come shorthanded if it comes now. Girardi a drive, and that one ricocheted loose off Glendening. Thrown to the side of the net. The shot is blocked off. Oh, a great play made there by DeKeyser. Sent on around once more. Stepniak able to hand it across. Girardi again, and that one blocked away by DeKeyser. Tries to clear, cannot. Feathered on back toward the net. Taken to the outside by Nash. Nash defended every inch of the way by Lashoff. It is held and dealt back across to Brassard. Brassard fed one. Nash side of the net. And it handcuffed the man who was to receive it there. That was St. Louis. Another shot, and that blocked by Glendening. Put it off the glove of Stepniak and out to center.
That's going to leave a mark on Glendening. He's laboring right now.
The only right shot that they have. This is brought right back ahead and controlled by Brassard. Over to Hundwick. Steps ahead further. Centered one that is touched on back for Brassard to get. Swirling around is Kreider. He drifts near the front of the net, standing in front of Gustafsson. It is handed on across now. Hundwick fed one. Oh, that shot ricocheted off the pipe from the stick of Duclair. Another shot, and that ricocheted wide. Held there and played back out by St. Louis to the point. Hundwick on across. Got it over for the return pass that is sent back over again and holding St. Louis. Hundwick on across. St. Louis with it there. Fed it on over. Oh, and wanting to stop it and shoot all at once was Bueller. No luck there. The Michigan Stater holds. We're just drifting with it now. Sent it toward the net. Blocked away by Gustafsson. Handed to the outside once again. St. Louis touches on back. It's Hundwick with it there. Gets the return pass and fires. Ricocheted off a couple of Red Wings. Played on a cross. Stickless on this play now is Glendening. Out of the box is Cronwall. Taking the puck. Eriksson hands to Cronwall, and he shuffles it back down. 9:50 to go, first period. The Red Wings are still shotless in a 1-0 game. 9 shots by the Rangers, an icing, and an offensive zone faceoff for Detroit.
Well, you had some tired players on the ice for the Red Wings, and the Rangers were able to move it around. Really didn't get anything clean or clear. Give the Red Wings credit, but the Rangers did really just a wonderful job of retrieving loose pucks that kept plays alive, and then were able to move the puck from side to side, maybe bypass the chance to shoot the puck once or twice, but a couple of good looks. How about the play from Rick Nash and Danny DeKeyser saving a wide open net on the one initial play on the first power play.
Lundqvist blocked that try from Kindle away, and Kindle retreats to get it. Full strength action here. 9:30 to go in the first period. Nestrashil takes the pass, tried to work it up the wing, and it kicked on back again. Sent circle to circle over to Kindle. Fired ahead and directed back in by Helm. Grabbed off by Moore, and Moore pivots back further. Mark Stahl takes over there, away from Shangrete. Punched over by Zuccarello. Carried on by Dominic Moore. Moore able to pivot with it now right in front. The shot was sent off by Gustafsson, and then a penalty will be called.
Goalie interference.
Moore to the box. Red Wings to the power play. You're watching Wednesday Night Rivalry presented by Coors Light.
As a coach, what's the best way to describe what Rick Nash is doing?
Well, he's playing a real smart game. I mean, he's using his tools. He's got a great skill set and great size, and he's going to the tough areas, and that's why he's successful right now.
Do you feel coaching through all these injuries, this will help make your team better?
Well, injuries are part of the game. It's opportunities for other guys to step up, get more ice time. Everybody wants more ice time, so they're getting it now.
Congratulations on 900 games, Coach LA.
Thanks, Pierre. Appreciate that.
Dominic Moore sits on the goalie interference penalty. This taken along. Detroit's power play has not been great this year, operating at 10% efficiency. The rest of the league is going around the high teens. Zetterberg to the back. held by Kronwall, fed back over now for the return by Datsuk. Shoved over to Zetterberg, and then back to Kronwall again. Then Datsuk with an opening, drops it behind the back to Kronwall, and the save is made by Lundqvist.
Go back to the penalty on Dominic Moore. He takes the puck hard to the net to the left of Gustafsson, but watch the right hand of Dominic Moore right there. Gives him a quick little shot in the head. I don't know if Moore was thinking once that puck came back at him, was he trying to bat the puck as it came back at him off the goaltender? You can't make contact like that with the goaltender, and the right call made.
Lundqvist has faced 2 shots in the game. The first 9 were off New York stick. This blasted around by Stahl.
That last save was a good one there, Doc, with the nice setup there with Datsuk and Kronwall. No rebound given up. That was the key because the applicator was standing right in front of Lundqvist.
Brought back ahead by Kronwall and dropped off. Datsuk connects over to Zetterberg, and Zetterberg just walks further with it and drifts around behind. Zetterberg kicks to control and tucked a pass to Nyquist. Nyquist shakes to the outside away from Tanner Glass. Glass got a piece of that, but it kicked on back to Kronwall, handed over to Nyquist. This is Zetterberg inside the 4-man box. It's Datsuk for the Detroit Red Wings side of the net. Applicator fed to Datsuk, and a save made by Lundqvist. Held in by Nyquist to the outside. Nyquist and shot, fought off in front. Battle for it there. Reached in by Zetterberg. Swept away from him by Nash. Retrieved by Zetterberg. 43 to go on the power play as Zetterberg drifts and gives it back over to Nyquist. Nyquist drifts. Zetterberg a shot in the scorcher that ricocheted wide and has to be chased down by Kronwall and Nash. Played back further by Kronwall. You may have heard Gustafsson saying 30, the time remaining, giving his team the information that they need to start another rush here. It's carried back ahead by Tatar. Tatar defended off by Hayes, and Hayes is able to push it back further. All-American out, Boston College, wearing lucky number 13 for him, Kevin Hayes. Carried back ahead by Kindle, dropped on back further and must be circled with by DeKaiser, and then further from Bronson. And that's it on the penalty to Moore. 3 shots by the Red Wings on that power play. Riley Shea and a backhander. Carried off was Tatar. Meanwhile, it's played on by Brassard. Brassard shook it off the short glass, spiked free by Bronson, and played back off him by Zuccarello.
That's a good play there by Bronson, knocking that puck out of midair because Marty St. Louis was looking for a breakaway.
That's Danny DeKaiser you see close up. This is his plate along to Glendenning. University of Michigan product. Popped it right back in again. Lundqvist to steer it along. Settled down by Miller in front. Oh, and that one was blocked off by Lundqvist, and he is able to hold on.
Well, terrific opportunity for the Red Wings. They're going to move the puck into this area here, and then it's going to be a quick little bump into Pavel Datsuk. Watch the rotation here. Move the puck, Applicator finds Datsuk, and then a terrific save by Henrik Lundqvist. There was some room upstairs because Lundqvist was down as that pass was made down to Applicator.
Good quality opportunity right there for Luke Glendenning off the corner feed, and Henrik Lundqvist comes up with another nice save.
If you're Detroit, that's the mindset you got to have in the offensive zone. First off, you got to get the puck in the offensive zone. Then when you have that chance and that lane is there, go ahead and just fire it towards the net. You never know.
Friday, November 28th, join us on NBC for the 2014 Discover NHL Thanksgiving Showdown. Henrik Lundqvist and the New York Rangers head to Philadelphia to take on Claude Giroux and the Flyers. The 2014 Discover NHL Thanksgiving Showdown, Friday, November 28th on NBC. These Rangers and those Flyers, both teams with 12 points at the beginning of action tonight. Chipped along off the short glass, galloping after it was Hayes. Coming up with it, though, and turning on back is Brian Lashaw. Brendan Smith played it back to him. Lashaw able to start it ahead. Under 6 minutes to go first period. Drew Miller flipped one on a cross, gathered in by Glendenning and hoisted wide. And then at the corner, Cleary was hit. Glendenning reaching for this, but instead it's Girardi, and then played back along by Kreider. Regathered by Glendenning, spun behind, and Lundqvist just shuffles it along one-handedly for Stahl. Chased down by Cleary, picked free by Miller, bumped into by Girardi, and along to take again is Hayes. The big man lumbers right back out with it again and scales one that ricocheted off Kronwall and is gathered in by Miller. That's a large player, 6'5", 225. Could have played football at Boston College, probably, but was scouted out for hockey, and a good choice by Jerry York. He became an All-American. Right back on comes Sheahan, and a shot is deflected wide. Reaching in was Hunwick. Tipped along by Nestrashil, hoping for Helm. Helm able to take it away. Nice move by him, and then he's walled by Hunwick. Right back up the boards, taken by Helm again, keeping the pressure on for Detroit here. Tried for Nestrashil, no luck there, and instead it is Klein. Kevin Klein off the glass, grabbed off there by Eriksson. Nice feather through for Nestrashil, trying to work his way by Hunwick and does. Nestrashil backhanded one across the net mouth wide, chased down by Duclair. Flipped it on back out near Tanner Glass, grabbed off by Eriksson, and spirited back by Sheahan.
Seems like Detroit's kind of found their game. Stabilized at even strength. A little bit more away from Gustafsson after that last power play.
Part of that, Eddie, is I think Mike Babcock never panicked once here in the first period.
Abdelkader a shot, and it's answered by Lundqvist.
Positive messaging, not negative.
He was snapping pretty good there in that first TV timeout, as you mentioned, Pierre, just up and down barking at his team, getting the message across for sure.
Just getting them to calm down and get going. That's all he kept saying, calm down and get going.
Moore dropped that one. Hagelin stepped in. The Michigan product working it on close quarters. Working to the outside is Stempniak. Stempniak swirls and gives it on to Hagelin again. Hagelin saw a pass kick back to him, flexed it further, but it's answered and thrown back out again and back down by Lashaw. Ripped back along now for Hagelin at center, but then touched from him by Nyquist. So at least the dominance the Rangers had earlier seems to have been equaled out, or at least leveled by Detroit here lately. Good hit on Hunwick. Meanwhile, rocking back in that time with Franzen, but peeling back out with it is Rick Nash. Former Columbus Blue Jacket trickled it back through. Grabbed by Smith, and Smith has an opening to play it on to Nyquist, and they can start back. Dan DeKeyser took his own pass and kept going. Pivots away from Hunwick. That one shanked across and is just brushed back out again by Marty St. Louis. Ripped right back on now for the carry on by Miller, and the shot got the glass behind Lundqvist. Chaff back to the point, Eriksson with it, and a shot is deflected up high by Miller. Got the glass again, Chaff the other way by Hunwick, kept again by the Red Wings, and this one is steered in front by Polska and can be played on further and out. And back down, and icing, the Rangers will not be allowed to change. Watch the NHL on NBC Live on your laptop, tablet, or smartphone with NBC Sports Live Extra. Download the app or go to NBC Sports/Live Extra and watch the biggest events anywhere, anytime. Michael Koska you saw there, and Henrik Lundqvist. Koska, a guy who spent some time in the minors, but is thrilled to be a part of the New York Rangers here and has helped stabilize this team. You mentioned earlier, Eddie, not with a lot of game experience in the NHL, but with some pro hockey experience that is paying off.
He played with a pretty good goalie for 2 years at UMass, Doc and Eddie, Jonathan Quick.
Did indeed, and we were chuckling over the story that he told us a year ago. For those of you who heard it, bear with us again. He was playing in the minors, and in Worcester, Massachusetts, they would bring the menu in for the bus trip home, and the last check marks were for dessert. Ice cream, pie, or a pack of cigarettes. Nestrashil played it behind now to Helm. Wrap around, ricocheted off Lundqvist. Poked right in on him, and Lundqvist is able to hang on with his goal stick loose right on the ice. By the way, he checked ice cream. 2:07 to go, first period, 1-0 Rangers. 1-0 in favor of the Rangers here. Latter stages of the first period. Dan Girardi has played 30-plus minutes the last two games. He's a power play guy now, as well as penalty kill. He has played more games than any other undrafted defenseman in the league, 580 career games. How important is he ever to this team?
The London Knights' junior team had to beg NHL teams just to give him an NHL tryout.
Got his chance with the Rangers when Darius Kasparaitis was hurt. Remember him? Buried there was Abdelkader. Jostled off was Tatar. Kicked along to Klein. nudged on now for the take, and then the wipe out by Pavel Datsyuk Mueller. And play is stopped on a hand pass. Let's look back at one great Red Wing named Ted Lindsay. There he is with Gordie Howe, whose condition, by the way, has improved markedly. Ted Lindsay was a force for the Red Wings. A force also in forming the Players Association. A television commentator with this network. And a wonderful player. 89 years of age, will be 90 next year, and has been a force for charitable work, particularly for the cause of autism in Detroit. I am so glad that I know him. And I think most people in Detroit that have met Ted feel just the same way. Many of the old NHLers watching who played against him said, we wish we didn't. Played along now by Girardi. Zuccarello walled off there. And then a drive off the pipe by Kronwall.
This so-called fourth line for the Red Wings has really played well here when they've gotten an opportunity. Mike Babcock has gone to this line. It's just like a forced shift in the last 4 minutes for this line.
This one is checked away. I beg your pardon, that was 65 to Kaiser instead of 55 Kronwall with the pipe shot. Kronwall had a crossbar shot last night in Ottawa. So the iron ringing loudly for those two guys. This one pumped along to Dan Cleary, played it across, but it kicked on back to him. Retrieving now is to Kaiser. Then for Smith, then ahead for Cleary again. Hoisted it on to center, and it's shillelied further by Miller and punched right back in again by Girardi. Tired group out there for Detroit right now. It's fed on through for Miller. Miller looking ahead. He's got Nyquist there. More changes from the bench. Zetterberg stepped ahead, but it's cut off by Stempniak, and Stempniak is able to fly it back down. The All-American player out of Dartmouth. Lee Stempniak, 12 in the blue, watches this come on out to center. Bronson couldn't come up with it. Stempniak could. It was sent back across by Hagelin and can be played by Kronwall on a delayed offside that is right. 15 left in the period as Kronwall, no kidding this time, connects with Zetterberg, flew it wide, fine to take it there and play it back ahead. Jabbed out by Hagelin, taken by Eriksson. Time for maybe a shot from center. And that's it. 10 shots to 8. The first 9 off Rangers sticks. Liam Mike Keith and NHL insider Bob McKenzie are coming up on the Lexus Intermission Report. Cracking down on diving and Rick Nash's resurgence among the topics to be celebrated there. Stay with them and enjoy the rest of this contest tonight. It is tight after the first period. Just the goal by Nash on the power play has the Rangers leading 1-0. Up to start the second period, no carryover penalties nor power plays as we looked at that first period. Mr. O, who impressed you?
Well, I mean, the first half of that first period, Doug, it was all Rangers, but then I think the Red Wings kind of got their legs. They started not turning the puck over as much. They spent a little bit more time in the offensive zone. Henrik Lundqvist had to make a couple of real good stops, but how about the line for the Rangers of Nash, Brassard, and St. Louis? He had 7 of the 10 shots on goal in that first period, so a real dominant line for Alain Vigneault and the Rangers.
We got a chance to chat with Mark Howe during the intermission. He is here. His brothers have been down in Texas with his sister Kathy, where Gordie Howe is recovering. Progress has been good. He went about 50 feet on a walker today. Considering last week, that is tremendous. It is heartening. And we continue to keep that gentleman and his family in our thoughts and prayers after that severe stroke. But heartening signs just related to us by Mark in this intermission. Tatar brings it ahead for the Red Wings. A bouncer is near Lundqvist, who tapped it aside, then whirled and swept it along. Girardi tried to touch it further, kicked on back to Abdelkader, fed one on now to Tatar. Tatar trying to escape Brassard. Little help came from Datsyuk, and he has the puck, led it onto the back. One-time shot went wide, rebound hopped in front for Girardi, and Girardi played it along. And it went through Kronwall and back down. There'll be no icing here.
Probably a good thing that that shot from Eriksson hit the back of the net and slowed up a little bit, because Pavel Datsyuk had a wide open net with Lundqvist over to the left side of the net.
Different boards in Detroit here, not nearly as lively.
All the way down that goes for an icing, and so the faceoff will come back near Gustafsson.
Jonathan Ericsson's brother played in the Olympics last year for Sweden. Doc's been celebrating all the Olympians that are playing in this game. His brother Jimmy's playing in St. Petersburg right now with one Ilya Kovalchuk.
Pierre, you think we see him back in the National Hockey League at some point?
Boy, there's a lot of rumors around there that you might, but I don't know. He'd do pretty well, I think, scoring goals. You just got to get him in the right situation.
Probably not in New Jersey.
No, I don't think that works anymore, Doc.
All right, so I should have probably rephrased it. Of the
There might
29
be 29
of the,
other
yeah, right,
teams.
exactly.
Meanwhile, back at the Reds, we should mention Jonathan Ericsson, like so many of the Red Wings, played in Grand Rapids. They had a school day matinee today, lost to Chicago 3-1. The Rangers farm team, the Hartford Wolfpack, had one as well today and defeated Albany 3-1. These are school day matinees. Boy, it's a lot different than when I was in school. I guess we got to go to the zoo once. That was about it. Get to see a hockey game. They had one last week in Hamilton. 13,000 kids were there. It's a different sounding crowd with all those young voices, isn't it? Zetterberg threw that in wide, tended by Lundqvist.
Well, we just saw Jonathan Ericsson skate back to the bench, and Mike Babcock was in his face, not happy with his last shift, and see how that affects Ericsson the next couple of shifts.
Oh, Stempniak with a stop and a backhander, but it is held by Gustafsson.
I think Jonas Gustafsson played a really solid game for the Detroit Red Wings. Goes to play the puck, moves it around the wall. A little bit of haphazard along the wall by the Detroit Red Wings. I think it was Danny DeKaiser who couldn't handle the puck, and Gustafsson eventually has to make the save.
Another shot, getting a piece of that with his pad was Gustafsson, and then it clicked off the outside of the cage. Kreider a shot, that one blocked by Kindle. Another one in that's tended away by the kneeling Gustafsson. Sheahan rocked a little bit by Zuccarello. Puck squibbed free. They spar for it further, and Kreider turns with it there, dropping it on back, but it's turned over now for Nestrashil. Sent it on across, hoping for Helm, but instead it's played back along by Koska. Zuccarello dropping back further. Norwegian sensation just dips back and is able to play this one along. 2 1/4 gone, second period of play. Just the power play goal by Nash in this game. A whack there to Hayes, and the puck turned over for Ericsson. Sometimes it's quieter on the ice when you're having a shift than it is when you get to the bench, he has discovered. Meanwhile, this is played on by Nestrashil back to Ericsson.
Sometimes it is safer.
And you don't want to come for a change, right? Punch back in by Glendening, and along to play is Allen. Back up the boards for Glass, nudges it on for the outlet pass that is spiked away on the backhand by Ericsson and played further by Conwall. Jab back in by Tanner Glass and read by Ericsson. Dan Girardi out defensively, working along with Kevin Klein. One back ahead by Glendening and spirited out of play. The hockey community is a family, and like most families, we all know someone who has been affected by cancer. Go to hockeyfightscancer.com and help the hockey family fight cancer. Visit hockeyfightscancer.com today and join the fight. It affects so many families. There are many versions of it. Dominic Moore has talked about the rare forms of cancer, which his late wife Katie has now been named in a foundation. 1 out of every 4 is a rare form. Played back by Datsuk, corralled there by Abdelkader. Abdelkader trying to march to the front, swept off there. Reaching out was Lundqvist. Doing the defensive work is this man, Mark Stahl. Played back for Nash, but taken by Abdelkader again. Tried to tuck a pass through for Datsuk, but Nash prevailed and dropped it on back. Swept along by DeKaiser, carried off a bit by San Luis, so DeKaiser tucks a pass that is swept all the way back down and out for Tatar by Datsuk. To Abdelkader, and the shot that sailed wide.
That was a real good defensive play by DeKaiser to win that physical battle and then make a quick little pass through the middle of the ice and send the Red Wings out.
Here's Zetterberg a shot, and that one blocked and then sent wide. Played along by Nash off the short glass, over the shoulder of Lashoff, who's able to tap it across to Kindle. Through center for Zetterberg, played up the wing for Nyquist, bounced near Zetterberg, trying to collar it, but cannot because of Stempniak. Along comes Nyquist. Jabbed on by Zetterberg. Handcuffed Nyquist, but he could play a little. And then Moore is able to scale it out. And we get a halt to play.
Made mention of a real good play there from Danny DeKeyser. Coming over on Marty St. Louis. Good stick. Wins the battle. Now he's not going to throw it around the boards. What's he going to do? He throws it right up the middle of the ice. And now the Red Wings are off to the races with the Rangers and a change. It's an outstanding play there for Danny DeKeyser. And when you think about the Red Wings, something we talked about earlier in the season, Doc and Pierre, the top three defensemen of Kronwall, Eriksson, and DeKeyser, the drop-off aspect from their next 3 or 4 when they're healthy, so important for a guy like Brendan Smith to be able to take that next step and give them a number 4 defenseman. If not, you got to think the Red Wings are looking for that guy via trade at some point.
Stempniak sent that one back to the point. It is held there and fired back around by Allen. Touched along by Gustafsson. Stepping to it is Stempniak. Left it behind, though. He and Helm go after it once more. Chipped onto the back, Koska. Allen with a quick pass, and turning with this and circling a bit is Dominic Moore. 80 bucks Sarnia, Ontario, threw that one wide. Bounced along for Nestrashil, and Nestrashil able to pull and piss one that went off of Darren Helm. This is lugged back out again by Moore, floated back up the wing away from Hagelin and back deep. Now Kronwall looks ahead and pitches it ahead for Helm. Helm curls back and hands on for Eriksson. Shot went off of Kevin Klein. He and Eriksson cross up, and Zetterberg comes by. Pushed it onto Nyquist, cut the pass in front, sent aside by Hayes, and held and given across to Eriksson. His shot deflected wide, as reaching in was Nyquist. Touch back across to Zetterberg again. Zetterberg threw one that's blocked off by Hayes. Another shot, and that was blocked away by Lundqvist on the try that came from Kronwall.
That hit Klein before it got to him.
Another shot off the post. Bronson a shot. Diving in and Klein. The puck winds up underneath. The referee taking a close look to determine whether it will be a penalty shot for covering in the crease or not. He's pointing to center ice.
That's Steve Kozeri. And he is pointing to center ice, Doc.
It is a penalty shot that's been awarded here to Detroit.
Oh, it was Kevin Klein. After that puck hits the post, dives in, and the referee had great position in behind. Don't know if he ever puts his hand over the puck in the crease, but that's what they're ruling on the ice. And Gustav Nyquist is going to get that opportunity. Someone on the ice gets the opportunity.
Yeah, Olympic teammates last year for Sweden and Sochi, Nyquist and Lundqvist.
There is a conference of the 4 officials, something that we have seen, especially in the last 7 days.
They're going to call upstairs. They want to call, Doc, and see.
Got to make sure that that puck crossed the goal line.
Exactly.
So did it go over? We get this look here from behind.
Yeah, there was no call of goal on the ice, so it would have to be conclusive in order to overturn.
Steve Kozari, Tim Peel, left and right, the 2 referees. And the penalty shot will be taken.
See, this is where they need to go to the microphone and let them know what they were looking at for the people inside the building here. And Nyquist with the penalty shot.
It can be a game changer. Lundqvist has answered.
Pretty simple for Gustav Nyquist coming in. Try to get Lundqvist moving a little bit from left to right and then shoot it back the other way to the glove side. Just did not get it up high enough. There was some room upstairs, and if you're going to go to that area on Lundqvist, it's got to be much higher. It's got to be over the shoulder tight so he can't get the glove up.
Benoit Lair, the goalie coach of the Rangers, will be really happy with Lundqvist there that he never dropped down all the way. You're right, there was a little bit of room, but if he drops down all the way to his knees like a lot of goalies, there's much more room.
Played ahead and tipped along by Drew Miller. Regrabbed by Koska. Along to take this to the outside. Glendening to the back to Lashoff. Over for Kindle's shot that ricocheted wide. Shots are 13-9 in favor of the Rangers in the game as this one goes back for Kindle to retrieve no icing. Last week against Los Angeles on Halloween night, the Red Wings got a 4-0 first period lead. The Kings started to come back, got a couple, one shorthanded. A penalty shot was awarded and Jimmy Howard stopped Brown. Score! Breakaway pass to San Luis, and it is 2-0.
Sloppy change by the Detroit Red Wings and a great job of recognition by the New York Rangers. Jakob Kindle's a little slow coming off the ice, and the Red Wings are slow to make the change. And Matt Hunwick sees it, moves it right up to Marty St. Louis. He comes in, identifies, and just whips it through the wickets.
That is just an incredible pickup from Marty St. Louis. Look where he is. He's looking back as he's moving forward, and that pass is on his backhand behind him. And he's able to beat Gustafsson. Just a terrific pickup, and also the key staying on side by Marty St. Louis.
He's hot. 3 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, 2 in the third period the other night against St. Louis.
Rangers goal is scored of the season.
And he has it again. Number 4 of the year for him. Just a little over 20 minutes after the first Ranger goal, there is the second one, and icing is called against New York. The emotion level in the building picked up on the save by Lundqvist on Nyquist's penalty shot. And then the roar, of course, even louder for the goal that was scored by San Luis. Hunwick and Koska, 2 of the young defensemen, wind up getting the assists on the play. And across now it is controlled and started back out by Hunwick. And sailed wide.
Little Michigan flavor there from Matt Hunwick, distinguished player out of the University of Michigan.
Several Michigan Staters and Michigan players in this lineup tonight for the 2 teams. They jostle more, and it's floated along now. Kronwall can play it ahead, lifted by Abdelkader. The sparring contest right in front of Pierre. And we get a halt to play.
There's 2 of those Michigan State guys, Abdelkader and Hagelin, jousting right in front of me, Doc.
Midway, second period, 2-0 Rangers.
In the new NHL, there's no red line, so there's Jakob Kindle. He's trying to get off the ice. Matt Hunwick has the puck. Brendan Smith, he gets hung out to dry. Look at Marty St. Louis. Eddie, when you were playing, that would have been a whistle. Not even an opportunity, but that's where defensemen get in trouble. Slow change, bad change, 2-line pass, breakaway goal.
Yeah, you can't go there, especially when the team has complete control of the puck.
Zuccarello flung that one around behind. It's Girardi taking over there. Dropped it back on for Brassard. 4 aside because of a cross-checking penalty to Abdelkader and a slashing minor to Hagelin. Played back on by Nyquist. Settled down by DeKaiser. Zuccarello stepped in the way of that one. Flung it right back along. Close quarters jabbed across by Brassard. Do you notice any change since the scoring of the goal, or was it before that? Or none at all?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think the Red Wings continue where they left off in the first period, and just that missed opportunity you mentioned about Nyquist be a game changer, and next thing you know, the Rangers get a 2-0 lead right after the save by Lundqvist.
Here's one out in front. Kronwall, and a good cancellation there by Lundqvist, who came out. From defense to offense now, the Rangers brought back by Hunwick, spirited back in. Gustafsson to stop behind, and plays on to Eriksson. Then in flight, it's Datsuk moving back up with Franzen. Datsuk able to gain the zone, but can't pick his way through. Nudged back out and then flexed away by Nash. Eriksson to Kronwall and sent on back to Jonathan Eriksson again.
Good play by Moore, Dominic Moore, that is, on that play defensively on Datsuk.
Now, Nicholas Cromwell is trying to make a difference. Doc talked about him hitting the crossbar last night in Ottawa. He jumps in, and his countryman Henrik Lundqvist just shuts the door on him.
Yeah, Nyquist standing right in the blue paint there. If he just turns that bottom hand over a little bit, maybe he's able to make that pass over to Nyquist. You get in that tight, you just want to create and generate an opportunity, but real nice movement there in the 4-on-4 for the Red Wings.
Sent right toward the net by Franzen, but right there to handle now is the Kaiser. Western Michigan product sees this one nudged back out again. Played on by Franzen. Franzen just controls now, works his way to the front and shot it wide. Yanked on by DeKaiser, taken by Franzen again. Duels there with Duclair, and it's played back at center by Franzen once more.
Better watch out with that guy's speed. He's got some kind of get up and go, Anthony Duclair. 50 goals last year with the Quebec Ramparts.
Back to full strength now from the 4-against-4, but an offside is called. Let's take a look at the Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. And tonight the focus is on Henrik Lundqvist. This is his NHL ranking since 05-06 when he came into the league. Appearances, wins, goals against, average first, tied for second in save percentage. He entered tonight at .902 in his save percentage, but it has gotten better slightly. You know what an expert I am in math. He stopped 10 out of 10 here tonight. I like round and even numbers.
And it's been a while since he's given up one.
And particularly against Detroit here, because he shut them out twice last year. Canceled out with Tatar, but he kept going and brushed one on back for Lashoff. Sent back to Tatar again. Little head fake on Allen. Allen fouled him, and so a delayed penalty call here. Nestrashil goes down, and eventually it's touched, and so there'll be a power play coming up here to Detroit with 9:53 to go in the second period. Nash with a goal, St. Louis with a goal, and it's 2-0 New York.
On the power play, you don't have any right-hand shots. You know that as well as everybody else. How do you adjust to that?
Well, I mean, I don't worry about it. You no sense worried about what you don't have. The bottom line is we've been good over the years, even without it, so we got to find a way to be better on the power play. We've had good looks today. I don't know if it was Abby and the Pav right in the slot. We didn't bury it. Here's a great opportunity, but we want to set ourselves up for a good third period. We got to close the gap by one.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Thank you.
Power play is presented by Craftsman. Connor Allen, the trip. Native of Chicago, Illinois, asked this morning, Cubs or Sox? He said, Sox, and make sure you get it right. What does that mean?
Or else.
And Eddie, what do you say to that?
Well,
Everybody's got an opinion. That's, you know.
important time for the Red Wings, as their coach said on this power play. Let's see what develops. Cronwall gives on over to Datsuk. Abdelkader tried to reach Zetterberg with a pass, blocked off by Girardi, played off the back of the net because Zetterberg reached in. They scrap away for it, but it is frozen there, and another face-off to result.
I like the resolve of Mike Babcock, though. I don't worry about it. We just take advantage of our opportunities and get to work and try to close it down so we're ready for the third period. I mean, the messaging down here, guys, to its players has been very, very positive, and I'm a little bit shocked by it, to be honest.
Mike's father, Mike, is watching up in Saskatoon tonight, a former Hard Rock miner and in charge of several other people that worked in the mines there when Mike was just a lad. Watching tonight from up there, watching his son's team trail in this game 2-0, and will drop back because of the clear of Dominic Moore. Datsuk handed it on back. Rangers lost Brian Boyle, free agency over the summer, but Dominic Moore has helped shore that up. You can imagine how strong the two of them were last year playing together and helping kill penalties.
We were talking about Connor Allen. He played his college hockey at UMass Amherst. And how about the factory of defensemen that have come out of UMass Amherst? Red Gendron, Len Cannell. Lenny Cannell now working for the Detroit Red Wings, and now Red Gendron was at Yale as an assistant coach, now the head coach at Maine. But you had Justin Braun there, remember the San Jose Sharks. Matt Irwin in San Jose. Talked about Kafka. You have Connor Allen. Done a wonderful job there of developing some of their defensemen in Hockey East and getting them to the National Hockey League.
You learned to be very polite there, too. Zetterberg brings this on in. Cradles for the backhand. Tried to shovel for the forehand. And a terrific denial made there by Mark Stahl. And play is stopped. 8:51 to go, second period. 2-0 in favor of the Rangers. Still 58 seconds to go on the penalty kill to New York. Seemingly unflappable, Henrik Lundqvist. Very calm there despite the penalty shot. Even his first year, it was remarkable how calm he always was in difficult situations. Oh, and down to the ice goes Dominic Moore. Play continues here as this one's swept out in front, reaching for it. Kindle unable to pivot away.
Good play there from Tatar. There's more anticipated that shot getting all the way down and denied more from a quality chance.
Here's Tatar holding now. Tatar drifts along, has Franzen nearby and gives it to him. Led on across, Nestershil to play it there. Pivots and shook it on back to Kindle. Kindle across, drive by Franzen, sizzled wide. Hopped on back now for Nestershil. 18 to go on the penalty kill for the New York Rangers as this came from Nestershil around now for the play to be made by Franzen. Off the referee's skate, but can be corralled by Sheahan. Checked off. Puck taken by Kindle. Score! Jakob Kindle, a power play goal, cuts the lead in half.
Well, the battle along the boards, and Riley Sheahan does the right thing by letting Jakob Kindle take this puck. And that makes the whole play. If he decides to take this puck, Kindle never gets that chance and goes right between the wickets of Henrik Lundqvist.
Strong, big body play by Riley Sheahan and a nice release by Jakob Kindle.
That's a great point, Pierre. It's not the big slap shot. Just change the angle a little bit. A little wrist snap. Get it? Hold on to it a second. Get the goaltender in between. Lundqvist opens up the legs just enough. And then a quick snapper there from Kindle to beat Lundqvist.
Dan Cleary out there after the Red Wings have scored. Threw one in front. And it's
That's it. That puck went in.
Loose there. The signal is no goal. And out of all this confusion, I trust your eyes an awful lot from up here.
Yeah, my vantage point. That puck went in. Danny Cleary shot that puck.
The Red Wing bench all saw it. They were yelling, it's in, it's in.
It is DeKeyser, had it checked away by Brassard and scaled on out to center. Girardi hands it on across. From the eyes and from the videotape that eventually will be shown, it is a 2-2 game. Anything that the Rangers do that adds to their lead will not count. Followed on now by Girardi. The clock will be reset back to the point at which the Red Wings did score. Bouncer is cut off there and tapped along by DeKeyser, gotten by Zuccarello. Zuccarello threw one that ricocheted off the skate of DeKeyser. Brought back on by Girardi. Girardi, a rising shot that scaled off the glass and went all the way back down. No icing to result here. Bringing it back up now is Hunwick. Hunwick fired it back around and it's slowed down by Gustafsson, set up there for a play that ricocheted off Smith, taken by Kreider, and that one shot off Nyquist and wide. Dominic Moore a shot, and that one blocked on back and helped on now to Nyquist. Nyquist flying ahead, plays it back in. Lundqvist to stop that and covers. And now we have the horn sounded for the video review.
See, this is where I like to see the league to revisit this. If they know it's in, get the attention of one of the officials, have them blow the whistle so you're not having all that play go on and then have it reviewed. But clearly, that puck, the shot from Danny Cleary from really a bad angle, finds its way in behind Henrik Lundqvist.
And so, it is Steve Kazzari.
Yeah, that's it.
That's definitely it. You know what, Eddie? You heard it. Mike heard it, or Doc heard it, and everybody around hockey heard it. Mike Babcock's composure, just phenomenal. And you'll see it. It goes right off the back of the net there. The net bulges, and that's it.
Well, how about the screen there by Luke Glendening? And we talked about bat fourth line in the first period where Mike Babcock went to that line. I mean, I'm not saying he double shifted him, but certainly he put him out there. Every third shift he saw something there, and they rewarded him with the move of playing him, and we got ourselves a tie game.
After a video review, the puck does cross the line, enters the net. It's a good goal.
The eagle eye from up here spotted it. Also known to spot horses. But at any rate, we have a race that has started dominantly for the Rangers in the first period, especially the first 10 minutes. As you both have said, the Red Wings got their legs from that point on and have gotten 2 goals in close order. Kindle on the power play at 12:02, and in his first game of the year, Dan Cleary has gotten a goal 13 seconds after.
Lundqvist was down because of the screen by Glendening. Again, just standing in front of the net, hanging around. We talked about how Rick Nash has done such an unbelievable job this year of going to the net and giving goaltenders something to think about, just being in that area. Glendening, I don't know if he's going to get an assist or anything on it, but you know what? He had a huge impact on that.
Here's Zetterberg throwing one off of Lundqvist, bounced on a cross, and Stempniak with it. And now the ice has been tilted somewhat the other way. Eriksson twisting back, hands it across to Kronwall. Long toss ahead to Franzen, moving in with Nyquist. Franzen drifts, past one behind Zetterberg. He gets to it around behind, away from Klein. Trying to shake Klein again. Zetterberg drifts behind. A little back pass came over to Nyquist. Then Zetterberg, but punched aside by Stempniak. Zetterberg threw one again that ricocheted off Franzen and bounced along. Touched on back to Franzen again. For Zetterberg, and the shot went just wide. Starting to become all Detroit now, as pinching in is DeKaiser. Tried to shank one along, and it's flown on back to center, and dropping back is Smith. 6 minutes and 42 seconds to go in the second period. Smith with a pass, a cluster of players trying to get out of the way. The linesman was there too, trying to make his call. Everyone with a job to do, as you've seen on many construction sites around the Garden.
Doc, you talked about guys starting to take charge. Nyquist, Franzen, and this man in particular, Henrik Zetterberg, he wants a puck and he wants to make a difference. Buying some time and space, tries to fool Henrik Lundqvist, and here's another one, Johan Franzen and Henrik, and he just can't cash. But Zetterberg's been jumping.
I think that last one there, Pierre, he was surprised that that puck went right between the legs of Kevin Klein. I think Zetterberg looks at that again. He holds on to it a second and then has a good, better chance on Lundqvist.
Agreed.
Girardi's shot was stopped by Gustafsson, and Girardi is able to play it off the glove of Smith and drops back in. Off of Datsyuk, picked up by Tatar. Falling is San Luis. Tatar across to Datsyuk. Had trouble finding the handle. Threw it in front, and a save made by Lundqvist. And the rebound thrown out, and Nash chases it down with DeKaiser. Nash with some stick work on DeKaiser there, trying to free that puck up. Abdelkader got it as far as center. Brassard in the way, but now Abdelkader can accelerate again. One-handed back in. Jabbed around behind and shaken back off by Klein, to be played by San Luis. They try for Lash off at center to the Red Wings, and now back comes Sheahan. Tucks a pass to Abdelkader, who moves back. Shift change on for Detroit. It is Kreider back now for the Rangers. Yanks one back up the boards that can be outletted, but into the glove of Kindle. Flown on back away from Helm. An onside play as this one spirited back to center and collared there and back in Nestrashil. Nestrashil trying to get by, wedged off by Hayes, escaped further and sent one across the net mouth wide. Brushed along by Lashoff. Meanwhile, it can be played further. Lashoff threw one across the net mouth wide, and then it's taken along by Kindle. All of the territorial advantage has gone to the Winged Wheelers here, as along to play this once more is Nestrashil. Nestrashil holding, flipped one across, settled down there by Eriksson, banked back in as they try for Helm and get him. Helm able to turn away, couldn't tuck a pass through. Under 5 minutes to go, second period. The shots are even at 15. Off a chink of the boards, it is popped back further, and trying to work it along is Sheahan. Wants to get by, cannot. Tipped free over to Helm, spun one off that came onto the back now to Eriksson. Rolled one around and didn't hit that divot in the boards this time. Instead, it's corralled by Glendening. Glendening wanted to float one in front. That bounced free. Grabbed off now by Helm and thrown, and that ricocheted off Glendening. Still they spar for it. Miller tried to reach it, and it's Hayes, and then it's stolen away by Helm. Tucked to the back. Thrown on goal and stopped by Lundqvist. It is the period of the long change, and it is a problem for the Rangers until now. Now back up the wing comes Miller again. Miller fed one in front. It popped just wide as driving to the net was Cleary. Wow. Kreider throws this one back down. It hips and hops and comes back over for Gustafsson to settle down. Kronwall able to step right back up ice, laid it along for Cleary, ricocheted across, and it's Allen. Allen flips it around behind. It can be controlled and played back up by Koska. Set up there for the carry back on now. And the drop back over to Duclair. Tried to fight his way through, no luck. Fans wanted a penalty, but they are not licensed. Thrown around behind is trying to get there and play it along the outside was Mueller. If they were, there would have been about 18,000 arms that would have come up. This is held by Koska again, former Chicago Blackhawk and Tampa Bay Lightning player. Looking ahead as his team is in the midst of a change. The chant is "Let's go Rangers."
That would lead the league in penalty minutes, Doc. 36,000 minutes.
That's true. Glendening along now for DeKaiser. Rocking in there was Mueller again. Fed one that careened on back now and Klein with a one-time blast. Ricocheted off Hagelin's stick, but he's got it. Hagelin tried to play one up the boards, but could not get any mustard on that one as it's played along by Nyquist. Able to gain the zone with Zetterberg, and it's spirited behind with under 3 minutes to go in the second period. Non-stop play. Jammed up the boards, and then Stempniak scaled one on out that squibbed back over to Franzen. Touched back across for Kindle. Returned on to Franzen. Franzen settled it down, and on second effort punched it toward Klein. He starts back to Stempniak, and the shot was stifled to the corner by Zetterberg. Play along behind and turned to the outside by Dominic Moore. He pivots and throws one that's off the outside of the cage. Can be played on by Stempniak and swept on along to get the cycle going. Moore back. Nash's shot. Save. Rebound. Saved wide by Stempniak. Wrapped around attempt, and in the way was Lashoff. Touched back along by Nyquist. Can't get out. And now it's the Rangers flexing their muscle. Thrown along by Moore. Moore holds and yanks it on through. Stahl laid it behind. Nash took over there. He's got a man at the back. Girardi tried for Moore. It ricocheted, though. Stempniak got it back. Stahl waits now. A screen is set. Fires. Oh, and that one wouldn't go. Tumbling down to the ice, Gustafsson. Rolled on along Girardi. What chaos. Drive. Save made by Gustafsson. Moving in is Kreider, and he was jostled there. Franzen was the guy who stepped into him. Laid to the back, Girardi. Handed on over to Stahl. Fires. Deflected. And it is paddled around behind by Gustafsson. Taken along by Zetterberg. Up the boards, Girardi. Sent on back to the point. San Luis gave it across. Handed over for a shot. Save. Gustafsson rebound. Oh, what a save! My goodness, Murphy. Well, Nash was stopped by the glove hand of Gustafsson. Other than that, the night is uneventful.
Welcome back to Madison Square Garden. Rick Nash, open net, and Jonas Gustafsson keeps it tied at 2. What a save.
What a sequence there for the Rangers. Red Wings are absolutely out of gas. Rangers did a good job of changing lines, getting fresh people on the ice. Incredible stop.
Eriksson for Abdelkader. So in this period, we had a penalty shot. We had one that was actually scored, later learned that way by review. And 2 sequences, one per team, in which they had dominance in the offensive zone for a couple of minutes. On back now for the control of Hundley, able to get it ahead, and then off of Eriksson's stick in the last 50 of the period. Eriksson goes down, and a penalty will be called against the Rangers here. Eriksson tripped up again. This is taken on by Abdelkader and dropped on back on the delayed call. Gustafsson to the bench in this delayed call for another attacker. That's why you notice the net empty, as holding behind is Kronwall. Half a minute to go in the period. Kronwall's pass, a long one on now to Franzen, touches to Datsuk, chipped loose and then touched by Stahl, and the penalty will be called.
Well, Marty St. Louis As he's falling down, gets the stick on Jonathan Ericsson. A little bit of a hook interference, whatever you want to call. And a late power play here in the second coming for the Red Wings. Every time you get that stick up like that, the evidence is there, so encouraging to try to get in those habits of getting that stick down, one hand on the stick down there, play the puck more times than not. The official isn't going to call a penalty if you're trying to play the puck if your stick is buried on the ice.
Lifted along and back down. So all you members of Team Illinois, as well as Danny DeKeyser, who heard Eddie Olczyk say that when he was a young kid, right? Was it he? Anyway, St. Louis on the hook, and back on comes Nyquist in the last 5. Pivots there. And along the boards, it's tipped to the corner. Girardi took a look at the clock, seals it up, and we have 40 minutes down, 4 goals scored, and enough fun and chaos that just in showing the highlights, you should stay with us in the intermission where Liam, Mike, and Keith will have highlights on the Discover Card Intermission Report and talk about the relentless Red Wings and Brian Gionta facing his former team tonight as Montreal battles Buffalo. 20 shots to 16 Rangers in the game. 2 goals apiece. And we are 2-2 after 2. Back here again at Madison Square Garden in New York, where when this place first opened in the late 60s, they had a guy named Ed Jockerman. But even before that, he was maskless. And then with the mask, making some strong saves. What a marvelous guy. He wound up going to the Detroit Red Wings and returned back here for an emotional game on Halloween night 1975. Won the game for Detroit. If you were with us at the very beginning of the show, you saw the lead-in to our telecast tonight, which showed him with tears in his eyes for the chanting by the Garden people that never forgot him. And still don't to this day. 11 years in New York, 3 in Detroit, Hall of Famer in 1989. Power play continues for Detroit on the St. Louis hooking minor. Little under 90 seconds to go in it. Pavel Datsyuk brings it ahead. Is out there with Kronwall and Zetterberg and Abdelkader and Franzen. Twisting with this, Datsyuk scoops it along in the backhand to Franzen, who's got it, then Abdelkader, then Zetterberg. Zetterberg holding now, then led it to the back to Kronwall. Then Datsyuk spiked away and back out by Girardi. Turning back is Abdelkader, laid it on to Zetterberg, leaned on, worked on a little bit by Glass. Now it's Abdelkader turning with it again. Abdelkader stashed it back on for Zetterberg. Then a pass in front off the stick of Lundqvist, and another shot ricocheted off him, and a diving brush of the puck back out again. A good play by Tanner Glass. So now Franzen bringing it ahead. 35 to go on his team's power play as the shift changes on for Detroit. Rushing ahead with it now is Kindle. Hands it across to Nestrashil. And Nestrashil to the back to Tatar. And then across Nyquist. The shot deflected to the glass. As getting a piece of it, Sheahan, who has this one. Then along for Nestrashil. Around to the front. And it's covered by Lundqvist.
Well, let's look at the handiwork of Justin Abdelkader from the Hyundai RoboCam. Henrik Zetterberg right out front, and Justin Abdelkader tries to whack away. Good save by Lundqvist, holding on to the post, not giving up that short side.
From the tie-up, it is fed to the back, and Kindle with it again. Kindle delays and gives to Nyquist. Nyquist brings it in further, and a shot that went through the crease wide and will have to be chased down. 7 to go on the hooking minor to St. Louis. He is out of the box, and we are back at full strength in a tie game, early third period. Hope you're enjoying this tonight on Wednesday Night Rivalry, NBCSN, as that one is shunted away by Lundqvist to the corner. Girardi flipping it further. Poked along and then played by Girardi ahead. Can be carried back out once more and worked on by Derek Brassard. Got it on over the stall. Save! Gustafsson, rebound, thrown back off by Nyquist, who moves on. Picks up Sheahan. slowed down 2 against 2, and then it's dropped around behind where it can be tucked back on for control, and they play back out by Nash. Behind St. Louis, no offside on this play. Circle to circle, it goes across to DeKeyser. And then carried back out by Eriksson on through, off of Drew Miller, who hustles in after it. Miller tried to play it along, could not. Thrown out to the front by Cleary. Stepping to it is Cromwell, poked away from him, and a fire wagon play at center, but denied by Eriksson. It had the making of a 3 against 1. Back on comes Miller, wedged off. Cleary wanted to load the gun. Meanwhile, holds to the outside. A little pass on for Miller, and then poked on back for the carry back up by Matt Zuccarello. Zuccarello backhands one that flies to the corner for Kreider. Wedged off there by Kindle. Cronwall tries to work it the other way, ran into the referee. Meanwhile, it's played along by Glendening, spiked free by Zuccarello. Zuccarello holding again, couldn't get a good shot away. Carried back up and walked out to center by Zetterberg. Checks the bench, reinforcements coming, brought on by Franzen, and a shot fought off by Lundqvist and played along further by Hunwick. Tipped loose and taken by Nyquist, trying to shake the checking of Zuccarello. Run in front of backhander. Was stopped. A good opportunity there that came from Franzen. Terrific play made in front of the net by him, and the stop by Lundqvist, who slows this one down for Hunwick. Jabbed along for Klein, and back up the board for Stempniak. Pass is flagged by Smith and handed on back for DeKeyser. They play some more catch dangerously near Gustafsson. And DeKeyser just watches. Then Tatar. Then DeKeyser. Almost a full court press here by the Rangers. Brought back on now and thrown wide by Datsyuk. It's blockered away to the corner by Lundqvist. Back up the board for Stempniak. Laid just away from the reach of Abdelkader. So now Smith. On to Datsyuk. Stahl in the way. Jam back to Datsyuk. Makes the safe play to Smith. Then ahead for the setup for Abdelkader. Ran into some Ranger opposition, so it's spirited back in, and another line change here with 4:20 gone in the third period. We're still tied. Slowed down by St. Louis. Stopped by Gustafsson. Attack met by resistance here. Carried on by Nestrasil and along for Sheahan. And another try, and he stumbled as he let it go wide. Played along by Helmashot. Shut off by Lundqvist. Taken on by Koska. And directed back down for an icing. No change for the Rangers. Offensive zone faceoff for Detroit.
Boy, a couple of good chances there for the Red Wings up. But how about a little bit earlier? Johan Franzen gets a beautiful pass there from Gustav Nyquist. Good stop there from Henrik Lundqvist. And what a great backhand pass. Derek Brassard to Mark Stahl. But look at the aggressiveness of Gustafsson coming out on that opportunity for Stahl.
And then a final chance for Riley Sheahan. And the second chance opportunity just loses his footing.
Lash-off shot was answered by Lundqvist, spirited along by Allen. Poked along further and then settled down by Miller for the play by Lashoff. Along now to Cleary, sealed up by Allen. More scrapping for possession, swatted out by St. Louis. Drew Miller able to rag it on back and hand on to Kindle. Miller very responsible up that wing. Smashed it back in, took a crunch from Allen. Koska turning with it there. Koska got a little pass on that's tucked back out again by Mueller. Sent across by Kreider, who stick breaks. Along to Zuccarello, holds, delays, and then is run into by Cleary. After he passed to no one in particular, just a missed signal there. It played back along and trying to get it out was Datsyuk. Right back to the corner, Mueller, walled by Smith.
Zuccarello got to shoot that puck there. He's looking to make a different type of play and then took the hit for it.
Hunwick sent one back and a diving punch back out to center. Carefully played by the Newfoundlander Cleary. Now a pass that's tipped across for Smith. Duels there. Played back in by Kreider. Gotten by Smith again. Fans thought Kreider was tripped to the ice illegally. And it's taken back by Nyquist. So what of the first 6 minutes of this third period? Anything noteworthy?
Pretty even. And a missed opportunity there for Zuccarello to shoot the puck. And the quality scoring chance is probably better for Detroit.
Franzen a shot, getting a piece of that was Lundqvist.
Try to beat him short side there.
Zetterberg reaching along, Franzen in the way, Stahl shook it back for Girardi. Those guys are getting a lot of ice time on defense now. Hagelin brings it ahead. Carl Hagelin tucked it up the wing, gotten by Moore, slow by Hagelin on goal, and a stop by Gustafsson. Played along by Eriksson, a one-hand shuffle, got it back over to Zetterberg. Run into by Hagelin as this is played further and back in away from Moore. And retrieved by Eriksson.
Great hand-eye coordination there from Carl Hagelin. Move the puck, move yourself. Moore throws it to the front of the net, and a real good stop there from Gustafsson.
Off of Abdelkader, jab back along by Brassard. Muscles it back as far as the blue line, and then it comes to Tatar. A little pass across, carried on by Datsyuk. Datsyuk to the outside. Backhands one that's fought off by Lundqvist, and then played along by Klein. Unwig to play that one. Cut off by Tatar, but then sent on by Brassard. Jump loose, and here comes St. Louis with Nash. Tipped it just wide. St. Louis got it back to Nash again. Well, you couldn't handpick two better guys to come in 2-on-1. But it did not work that time. Koska connects on to Allen. Connor Allen's pass was directed back in. Flying back in is Duclair on the forecheck. Bumps in gently to Kindle. Meanwhile, it's sent off a blast. Run into by Lashoff. Taken to the outside by Hayes. Cut there. And turned back by Kindle just away from Tanner Glass. It is Helm. It is Nestrasil with a man up the wing, Sheahan. But he can't get away from the reach that comes from Allen to get the pass there. Angled onto the back. Kronwall with it across the Kindle. And a shot ricocheted off of Glass. Nestrasil sent it wide. It pinballs back now to Kindle. Banks it back in. Nestrasil couldn't come up with it there. Allen could. And is able to get it on now to Hayes. Nudges it back up for Duclair. Charges up the wing. The teenager trying to finesse the defense. Got it out in front. It was scooped away at the last moment by Kronwall. He is fun to watch, isn't he? Stahl gave it on across. Girardi got it back up the wing. Mueller tries to work one free. Got it to Kreider behind. Kreider turning with it now. Watched by Sheahan. Kreider to the outside circling. Here's Kreider a shot, and it's cut off in front by Drew Miller, who comes up with it. Miller able to shuffle it back in. Is shoved down from behind. Back in to get it is Stahl. Nearing the halfway point of the third period. Kreider laid it across. Girardi returned it to him. Kreider walks back in. A shot! And that one is deflected up out of play. Good combination between 26 and 61. You're watching Wednesday Night Rivalry presented by Coors Light 2-2. Take a look at these numbers from 06-07. Claude Julien of Boston. 2 more wins than Alain Vigneault, Mike Babcock, and Joel Quenneville all have. Those are impressive totals. Highly skilled coaches with successful teams.
One of the mentors for Alain Vigneault, the late Pat Burns. Pat hired him as an assistant coach with the Hull Olympique, the Quebec Major Junior League.
Off this tie-up, it comes back to Girardi. Girardi threw one that went wide, struck the back of the cage. Nyquist over after that one, and Dominic Moore. They test to a side. Reaching in was Hagelin. It's thrown to the front. Oh, and then catching a stick up high is DeKaiser. No penalty call coming up, and now we get a halt to play. Danny DeKaiser is down on all fours, and there's quite a bit of blood that you can see on the visor as he's tended to. Pete Van Zandt out very quickly to look at him.
And Steve Kazari's going to gather everybody from the official's point of view right at center ice.
Well, it was behind the play. The stick of Carl Hagelin reaches in and catches Danny DeKaiser. Clearly a missed call on the ice after he had moved the puck. As the puck reaches in, now you can hear the audio in the background picking up somebody yelling, he has the puck. How do you miss that? And that's the argument from the Red Wings side, no question about it.
That was Danny Cleary that was yelling, and Mike Babcock's incredulous. He can't believe it. He's looking at the official, Tim Peel, right now, and it wasn't Tim Peel that mixed it. It was Steve Kazari. Wow. Does that fit under the coach's challenge rule, Eddie?
Well, if you have an open-ended thing, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
It is becoming a harder job for human beings to do without assistance.
Agreed.
And we have the best guys at doing it. But the other side of it is that when things like that happen, they're allowed wrong. Something more needs to be done. As the 500-mile race is still on a 2.5-mile oval, we're still playing at 200 by 85 as we did a century ago. And things happen much more quickly. And human beings, even though they've added one more referee, have to still be alert and catch up to it. And just not everybody can do all of that all the time. When you have one loud wrong, should be a way to correct it. Sent on across now for Kindle. Kindle able to step ahead. Played it back up the wing, and on comes Sheahan with it. Sheahan just turning. Watched there by Girardi and rocked a little bit. Meanwhile, it can be played further and angled back up for Duclair. 19 years of age. Tried to push that one on through. Helm was back, and Duclair with him spotted him. And now it is worked back on and out to center for Helm. Helm able to motor on back with it now. Hands on to Sheahan. Tried to shove it in front. Zuccarello turned with it there. 9:05 to go in the third period of this 2-2 top. Fed back on. Escaping Zuccarello. Glove save made by Gustafsson. The lightning white glove discovered late in the second period by Nash. Here in the third. Not so difficult, but equally skilled. Jonas Gustafsson keeping this. Rangers 2, Red Wings 2. You see the quick tending to the injury to Dan DeKeyser. Flowing blood cannot be allowed on the ice, so it has to be stopped before he can get legally back into the game. But they worked very quickly down there to do it, and his shift is the next one. Kronwall handles this one. And he brings it back ahead, and offside called as Glendening wound up getting in early. Didn't intend to, but he was taken there. 2-2 the score with 8:49 to go in the third. We were watching earlier, Ed Jockerman was shown without a mask. One of the early stories of the Red Wings was when the nostril was pushed off Terry Sawchuk's face by a shot. He had no mask. And the doctor went down, and the one referee said, "Can you do it in 5 minutes?" He said, "Look at this. I can't do it in 5 minutes." He said, "How long?" 15. "We'll wait." So everybody waited around. There was no such thing as a backup then. Later, they required the home team to put somebody in the stands who would play for either side if a goalie got hurt. And then eventually in the early 60s, it wound up becoming 2 goalies on the roster. Here's Glendening turning with it there. Around it went, and it came back up the boards now for a shot that went through the crease wide from DeKeyser.
This line's had an impressive night. Glendening, Miller, and Cleary for the Red Wings.
Grinding it out, Eddie.
Glendening, a shot, got the glass. Good chance came from there, and it's played along now for Cleary and then Glendening. It is Smith, handed across to DeKeyser, and a wrister, and that ricocheted wide. A lot of chaos in front of Lundqvist. Jammed along further by Stahl, went off Glendening, played further by Koska, who will reverse back. Under 8 minutes to go, third period of play. Led on through and carrying it back in as Moore got it on the cross.
The key to this whole play is that Dominic Moore moves the puck right away. Stop it right here. He moves the puck quickly. And once that happens, Gustafsson gets locked in on Moore. And he's not allowed to move from right to left as quick. If he holds on that puck a second longer, Gustafsson's able maybe to move over, or maybe it gets knocked down on that 2-on-1. But no chance there for Gustafsson after the great pass from Moore to Stempniak.
Kindle drops it behind. Zetterberg there trying for Nyquist. Nyquist reached that one, backhanded it along. Franz in there. Stempniak as well. Unwing couldn't come up with that one. Girardi took care of Nyquist, and around behind it, Corals to the other side. And deep to play was Kindle. Rattled it on around now for Zetterberg. Finessed it further for Franz. To the back, tried for Kindle, but it hit Hagelin, who recovered back up to Stempniak. Stempniak delaying and shot one and paddled away confidently by Gustafsson. And a Ranger player is down. It is Hagelin behind the bench.
Franz is giving a rough ride, boy.
That went out of the glove of Gustafsson. So it was 93 in white.
Yes, sir.
He comes to the bench now with the look of innocence as this one is chopped away from Brassard. Back onto Tatar. Brings it further. Tatar crosses and then is able to retrieve and backhand one along that's cut off and spun back, but Tatar has it. Working his way toward the front to the outside, and a shot is held by Lundqvist.
That was electrifying from Thomas Tatar. Carl Hagelin's not feeling too good on the Ranger bench. This is a reason why. Watch Johan Franzen. Boom.
Boy, that was
I don't know how that's
angle,
missed.
it looked like a headshot.
Yeah, I don't know how that's missed.
That maybe hit the top of the shoulder and then into the head, but clearly from that angle there, it looked like a shot to the side of the head of Hagelin.
Punched on back by Tatar. Angled off the corner boards. Abdelkader turning there. Reaching in was Datsuk. It's pushed behind to Abdelkader. After him with a couple of lacrosse checks was Hunwick. Abdelkader trying to pull away. Hunwick shoved it, but Abdelkader got there, met by Hunwick again. Then along to Zuccarello, pushed it on further, and Eriksson can play. Kronwall handed it on to Abdelkader in the shadow. The referee had trouble getting by. Meanwhile, around behind Abdelkader seals up his man reaching in is Eriksson and Zuccarello. Came on to Tatar, could not get by. Laid back around behind as Zuccarello did a good job on Tatar from behind. Meanwhile, it's played by Abdelkader. Looking for a little help. He pushed it across, and it's corralled there and started ahead by Eriksson, and then played back to Kronwall. 5.5 to go, third period. Rangers leading 3-2. A feed in front for Sheahan, slowed down there, and then it is punched aside by Girardi, and then sent on high, and can be corralled back by Smith. More changes for the Rangers. Marty St. Louis among those out right now. Dominic Moore as well. Hagelin as well. Meanwhile, this is played ahead for Nestrashil. Wanting to turn by, and he does. Nestrashil threw one in front, and a save made by Lundqvist as Helm was there. Taken along by Moore. Able to step away from one, then play it up the boards to St. Louis. He finessed it on further, but Sheahan kept it, though he threw it off of Klein. So Sheahan taps it back further. 4 3/4 minutes to go here in the third period. Stempniak from Moore and Kreider at 12-10, the goal-scoring play that broke this 2-2 tie. Thrown back ahead, and Zetterberg marches on. He's got Nyquist breaking. Zetterberg walled to the corner by Rick Nash. Taking it along is Nyquist, able to shove it back along. Hustling to that is Brassard, and he lobbed it out to center for the turn and take by St. Louis. Met there by Kindle, and the two of them go after it. They cancel, and stepping by now, it is played back on by Lashaw. Carried back in for the hold, and the shot that was wide came from Johan Franz, and it's thrown across to St. Louis. Datsuk fresh from the bench to challenge him. Lashaw turned one that's on the stick of Datsuk. Marches against 3 Rangers here. 4 are back. Datsuk holding now. Ragging the puck through one that ricocheted off Zuccarello and must be played from center by Eriksson for the blast back in.
Good job by the Rangers to play that in the middle of the ice. Protect the middle, keep the Red Wings to the outside.
It is Gustafsson. Tap back for Eriksson. Twisted back up the boards, and it can be played by Datsuk, who motors on. Datsuk able to control, drops it on now, and moving on is Kronwall. Save made by Lundqvist. Rebound cleared along, not out yet. Klein steps to that one, took the hit, and flopped it on back down. Will it be an icing? No, not even close. Thrown back off by Gustafson, and back up now for Tatar to chip it back. 3 1/4 to go.
And after that chance, I believe Dr. Cronwall's chance, Thomas Tatar looked like he was on his stomach and got a stick on that second chance opportunity. And Lundqvist made a beautiful stop.
Jayan's shot was mashed down, carried back on by Stempniak, backhanded further. De Kaiser rushes back up the other way. Danny De Kaiser motoring on for Detroit, holding it there and throwing one in front that ricocheted right in to Lundqvist off of Stahl and play halted. 2:50 to go, third period. Cronwall with an opportunity and Tatar while prone on the ice, and Lundqvist got it.
Come back to New York. The Rangers lead by 1. Their speed has been omnipresent. It's made a huge difference here in this game versus Detroit. Here's an example. Second period, great stretch past Matt Hunwick, Marty St. Louis. Skill is engaged by the Rangers. And how about the skill? Kreider through the middle. Quick puck movement from Dominic Moore over to Lee Stempniak. That's Harvard to Dartmouth to the back of the net. And Doc, it all started with a little Boston call from Kreider.
Look how aggressive Mike Babcock is with 2:50 left to go in the game. The face-off to the right of Henrik Lundqvist. He's pulled his goaltender 6 on 5.
The Patrick Law influence in the playoffs last year.
Cronwall will have to chase this one as it squibs back. He and Zetterberg and Abdelkader and Datsuk and Nyquist as well as Franzen. Thrown back in deep. Lundqvist tried to stop it along with the paddle of the goal stick. It bounces on to Girardi. Battled for by Abdelkader, reaching in Girardi. Up the boards to Datsuk. Double team, but the puck came off of Zetterberg back in deep. They spar for it again. Pumped on by Abdelkader. Datsuk to Zetterberg, and it's gone. It's blocked down, taken by Dominic Moore, and thrown back out. After it is Hagelin. Nyquist able to deny him. Zetterberg turning right back with 2:07 to go. Zetterberg with the give and go, gets it back again from Abdelkader, through one that's sticked away by Lundqvist. Datsuk kicks to control. Played back in deep though. St. Louis tries to play, run into by Abdelkader. Now it's Franzen reaching in. Shot from behind there and firing for it is Mark Stahl. Upended there by the sliding Abdelkader, and a penalty will be coming up.
Could be 2 penalties here.
I agree, Eddie.
St. Louis and I believe Abdelkader.
There's the embellishment, and St. Louis will get the hook. There's the embellishment, throws himself back, and Bob, Mike, Liam, Keith, they were talking about that in between periods.
Had a game last night in Montreal between the Canadiens and the Blackhawks, and
Ladies and gentlemen,
for the first time I've ever seen is 2 calls of embellishments to
2 minutes for hooking.
the same team in one game.
Rangers number 8,
And the Canadiens.
Yeah, Brandon Prutz got one, and the other one was Mike Greener.
First embellishment against Detroit this year. The Rangers haven't had one.
Timeout, Detroit.
Detroit asking for timeout here. The 23rd example of embellishment this year. First to Detroit as mentioned. Abdelkader sits. St. Louis sits. It becomes 4 aside, but with the goalie pulled to 5 against 4. Those of you who are school teachers at home can sense the frustration of the referees because everyone has something to say about what you've said. But now, with the net empty, 5 attackers Detroit, a goaltender, and 4 for the Rangers. Datsuk a word with Zetterberg, has a word with Nyquist. Cronwall and Franzen are the others out there. As you would expect, Girardi and Stahl for the Rangers defense. Dominic Moore working up front. And he is there with Hagelin. The net Yawns open at the other end, shoved by Datsuk, given on back by Zetterberg to Kronwall, then Datsuk again. Looks it over, side of the net, play by Bronson. Another play, it's cut off by Hagelin. Trying to start out, plays it on across to Moore. Moore at center, played it back in, rubbed out by Zetterberg. It's taken by Kronwall. Kronwall takes a look and starts back up ice with it. Dropped it back off for Datsuk. Able to gain the zone. He's got Zetterberg breaking. Played it to the corner for him. Zetterberg around behind, took a whack from Stahl. Shaking around behind to Datsuk. A minute 15 to go. It is off the stick of Nyquist. Carried back up by Moore, but handed over to Kronwall. Then back up to Zetterberg, who motors on again. Zetterberg's pass comes on across. Fielded by Nyquist, throws inside of the net, and that ricocheted to the glass. Zetterberg there, Hagelin on him. Brushed loose off of Girardi, and then reaching with Bronson. It's trickled on out to center, and Kronwall will get it. 55 to go. Then to Nyquist. Onside, they bring it back in. Nyquist took a whack, gave it onto the back. Kronwall hurried one, knocked down in front, sparred away to the corner by Bronson. Turnaround, around behind, Nyquist has it. A log jam of players at the front. Nyquist to the back. Got it onto Kronwall. Gives on to Zetterberg. Zetterberg holds. Pass for Nyquist. Brush loose in front. Sparred for there. Nyquist throws one up in the air. Bounces free, and we get a stoppage of play, and what have we?
Going to be a holding call in front of the net. I believe that's Mark Stahl that's down on the ice. Boy, Henrik Zetterberg just did not want to shoot that puck. He had a chance to shoot the puck and just was looking to pass right here. And then the penalty will happen right there, holding the stick possibly by Mark Stahl on Pavel Datsuk.
That could have been 3 different holds.
Boy, you just wonder why Zetterberg did not shoot that puck. Just looking to pass back door on Lundqvist. And now a 5-on-3.
The fatigue factor, though, the top players for the Wings are off the ice.
Off the tie-up, it bounces to the corner. Girardi stymied there. Reaching in, it's played by Nestrashil. Battles there with Moore. 22 to go. It came along to Sheahan. Sheahan tried to center one. A kneeling block. And back out to Tatar. Oh, he missed the long side. On with it now is Kindle. Looks over to Tatar and holds. Gave it on across now for a pass to Tatar. He scores! Tie game. 7.7 to go.
The aggressive coaching move of Mike Babcock pays off again, Eddie and Doc. Wow.
Well, the puck retrieval of the Red Wings was key. This puck was buried along the boards. They got it off the wall. Quick little puck movement. Nestrashil to Tatar. No chance for Henrik Lundqvist.
And those were the fresh legs. I was wondering if Mike wanted to try to get his top guys back on, but he didn't need to. The fresh legs dominated and took advantage.
Gustafsson back in the goal. Game tied. Red Wings need an extra player, and they have it. What a game.
Red Wings goal is 4th of the season.
Hunwick brings it ahead. If you don't care about either team, it's amusing. If you do, it is aggravating, and it's going to go on longer because we will have at least a sudden death overtime period, and then who knows? 53 shots have been taken. The Red Wings with the majority, 28 to 25. 3-3. Overtime is ahead. We'll be back for the start of that after these messages. Detroit with 16 points. Montreal now enlarges their move to first with 19. They have won in a shootout, as Liam mentioned. This one is going to overtime. Let's look back on an eventful night thus far.
Well, a power play goal for Rick Nash. 10th of the year off his backside, 1-0 lead. Gustav Nyquist would score, make it 1-1. Marty St. Louis on a breakaway to make it 2-1. Jakob Kindle makes it 2-2. Danny Cleary from really a nasty angle beats Henrik Lundqvist. Lee Stempniak then with the goaltender out, 5 against 3, Thomas Tatar with his 4th. Threes are wild as we head to overtime.
Eddie, he just came by in the booth here and he says, we need this. We needed that point, but we need more. These guys have had this resolve on both benches. The Rangers with the 2 tough losses they've just had, and obviously Detroit with 2 losses. And they know how important these extra points are. This should be an amazing overtime.
The Zambonis are just coming off, having done the dry scrape of the ice. Jack Durkin and Paul Curtis, the drivers. One from America, one from Britain, where I'm sure Paul Curtis will be later tonight celebrating Guy Fawkes Day, a big holiday in his native country.
He had a bad end, Doc.
Guy did, but
yes,
Paul's
Guy.
doing just fine. They did a good job on the ice here, and so we go 4 against 4. Pierre will be teaching a British history course sometime in the future.
Everything that I know, I learned from you.
It is alarming sometimes, isn't it? Well, we go with a goaltender and 3 here at the start of extra time, as Abdelkader and San Luis still have some time to serve on their coincidental minors. So those of you who are intrigued with the American Hockey League doing 3 against 3 in overtime, you'll get a little sample of it here. Not a long one, just 12 seconds. As this comes back down now on Lundqvist to begin this overtime with a pass to Stahl. Abdelkader standing in the penalty box, so is San Luis, and they are now released. 4 against 4, carried in by Girardi, flexed away by Gustafsson. Girardi flips it along. It is led along beside the back of the net, and Brassard flipped one that is collared by Datsuk and shoveled on back. So it is Jonathan Ericsson out there with Kronwall and Datsuk and Abdelkader. Girardi and Klein with Brassard as well as San Luis. Back ahead comes Datsuk, weaving his way along. Holds now, shot one, and that blocked down. Tumbling down was the netminder Lundqvist, tumbling down 2 more players, and there's a penalty call coming. The call is a trip.
Mike Babcock is incensed. He's standing on the Detroit bench, and he is not happy.
Well, Justin Abdelkader did a wonderful job here of going to the net. Slow coverage by the Rangers with Datsuk and the chance. And then there you see the trip by Datsuk on Marty St. Louis. Going for the puck, misses the puck. Takes his skates from out under him. Power play, Rangers.
Second minor penalty of the season in game number 8 for Pavel Datsuk.
There's assistant coach Scotty Arneal with the dry erase board drawing up the power play in the set in this 4-on-3 in overtime.
Luke Glendening, the right-hand shot on the Red Wings. This is perfectly set for him to win this initial draw to his strong side.
There's a couple of ways that the Rangers can run this power play. You can get into a diamond formation out in front of Gustafsson, or you can put him in a situation where you can be in a box type of situation to have one guy pop in and out, try to look for a one-time opportunity. Find it much harder to defend if you can get the puck to the middle of the ice. If it's on the outside, much easier to defend than when the puck's in the middle of the ice, because you give yourself more options and it keeps the penalty killers guessing on which side of the ice it's going to go.
Nash and San Luis.
Watch Glendening here shooting the puck ahead here. Good job there by Hunwick to move over to take that option away.
An angle back out. Hunwick and Brassard are the other Rangers. A defenseman, 3 forwards against Glendening, as well as Ericsson and Kronwall. Handed on to Brassard. In front of the net, taking a jolt there was Nash at San Luis. Getting his glove on it and grabbing it then is Gustafsson.
That glove's been working really well for Jonas Gustafsson. Made that electrifying save against Rick Nash earlier in the game. And how about this one? Marty St. Louis starting to feel it, tries to fool him, and off the shoulder and into the glove.
Boy, it's not like he's facing Hammond Eggers there.
No.
He's going the biggest guys with the quickest wrists. And he answered with the glove 3 times now in important situations. Rangers got the first 9 shots of the night, 28-27 Detroit right now as we're in overtime. Rangers on the power play. Lots of time to work. Kicked onto the back to Girardi. Nash moves to the front of the net, watched there by Eriksson. Meanwhile, you watch as St. Louis plays it back. Girardi has it there, gives it on across. Brassard fires, and that one blocked off the outside of the net. Played along by Eriksson. After it is Glendening. Pulls it free for Eriksson, who cleared and got it back down.
Good job there from Glendening to hold on to that puck, kick it back, and clear it all the way down.
Couldn't agree more. Great communication with he and Jonathan Eriksson.
Back on with it now comes Nash. Met there by Eriksson. Fired it behind. It went through the reach of Gustafsson. Flipped back onto the turning San Luis. Drifts on and hands it across. Drive by Girardi. And score! The rebound! It was Brassard, the loose puck, and the game ends in overtime. There is concern in all the celebration that Gustafsson may have gotten injured on the last play. He was not able to make any kind of move across where Brassard was waiting to stash it in.
Well, as Gustafsson getting 10-2, Marty St. Louis gets this puck to Dan Girardi. Gustafsson not able to recover with the screen in front of the net by Rick Nash, and Derek Brassard has a wide open net. Couple of different looks for the Rangers on that 4-on-3 power play, and a gaping empty net. And good to see Gustafsson back on his skates, heading to the Red Wing locker room.
A power play goal in overtime. Brassard at 150. 4-3 Rangers in OT.
Here's that setup, Doc. We talked about it, the options for the Rangers. They were in a box to start. They get into a diamond situation. Brassard sees that loose puck with the screen in front of the net. So patience, get the right look, get a fortunate bounce. They get the extra point in overtime.
Thanks for watching Wednesday Night Rivalry presented by Coors Light. It all went according to the script all night, didn't it? Wow. For Pierre McGuire, Eddie Olczyk, Mike Emmerich saying so long from New York. Brassard in overtime wins this one for the New York Rangers 4-3. Liam, Mike, and Keith are back with NHL Overtime right after these messages.